All right, 62722, 200 definitions, or 722 of the regulations of recovered materials, rules, and forms. In addition, for the applicable definitions of Rule 62701, 200 of the Florida Administration filed the word of phrase the terms used in the chapter unless contextually clearly indicates the otherwise shall following the meaning. The amount of the recovered materials means the amount of the type of the recovered materials received by the certified person or was registration measured in the short tons or 2,000 pounds equal to 1 short ton. Certified person means of any person who handles, purchase, receives, recovers, sells, or is an end user of 600 tons or more per year of the recovered materials, reports and certified with the department pursuant to the chapter, or any person who activates or other limited strictly transportation recovered materials not considered to be a person who handles or purchases, receives, recovers themselves is an end user of the recovered materials. The department is used means the Department of Environmental Protection. End user means a person who makes the protecting utilizing recovered materials as raw material placed with the or in addition with the virgin raw materials with received more than 600 tons per year of the reserved materials. The fourth person with the Florida who are not certified. 5. The exempt generator means it's A, the any person who produces recovered materials. B, the annual transfer of the recovered materials to a person who is certified by the department pursuant to 62720, 722, 400 Florida Administrative Codes annually transfer of the amount of recovered materials less than 600 tons of combination and state with the person who makes the product utilizing recovered materials as raw material then placed with addition with the virgin raw materials and other person out of the state. Materials recovered this facility means the solid waste management facility provided with the extraction of the solid waste for the recovered recyclable materials suitable for the use of the fuel and soil amendment of the any combination of such material. Non-exempt generator means if any person produced recovered materials annually transferred the amount in excess of 600 tons of the recovered materials any combination of the state who makes the product utilizing recovered materials as raw material in place of an additional virgin raw materials of the person out of the state. The person who means of all person neutral and artificial included individual firm, the association, municipal, and private corporation organized existing under the laws of Florida, any other state, any county of the state, and any governmental agency of the state and the federal government. The recovered materials means the metal and paper, including cardboard, glass, plastics, textiles, rubber materials that are known with recycling potential can be feasibly recycled, having diverted and sourced and separated that have been removed from the solid waste stream for sale, with reuse of raw materials, whether or not materials require subsequent processing or separation from each other, or does not include materials destined from any other use that constitute disposed recovered materials described above are and not solid waste. Recovered materials do not include the other important recyclable materials such as lumber, concrete, brick wallboard, waste tires, used oil filters, other materials that are not one of the 6 of the recovered materials that are specifically identified according to Section 403703 Florida State Law. Recovered materials processing facility means a facility engaged solely with the storage, processing, resale, and reuse of the recovered materials. Such facility, not solid waste management facilities, meets the conditions of Section 4037045-1E with the Florida State Statute 11. Registration means the certified recovered materials dealer who is registered with the reports of local government pursuant to the requirements of the chapter. A person who activities are limited strictly on transportation of recovered materials are not considered with the person who handles, purchases, receives the recovered cells or in the end view of the recovered material. Small quantity means the amount of less than 600 tons per year of the total amount of the recovered materials handled, the purchase, received, recovered, sold, or used by a person. And 13, source separated. The means of the recovered materials separated from the solid waste with recovered materials and solid waste generated. The terms does not require the various types of recovered materials be separated for each of the other and recognized with the de minimis solid waste in accordance with the industrial standard practice may include the recovered materials. Rulemaking Authority 403061, 403704, 403746, for State Law 4 implemented 403704, 403703, 403704, 403746, Florida Law History of January 1st, 1995, amended December 17th, and that is 2013. Alright, and we're moving on to Section 62 exemptions for the regulation of recovered materials in Florida Administration Codes. Regulations of recovered materials, exemption. The following person is exempt with the requirements for this chapter. Exemption generated the person who handles the purchase, receives, recovered, sells, or use of recovered materials in small quantities for the purpose of Section 4037046-3B of the Florida State Statute. Person exempt for the otherwise not subject to the requirements of this chapter, not required for the local government to provide with a copy of any certification under the chapter to a local government. The person who activates involved to handle the person receiving, recovering, selling, or ending with the waste of the tires who are required related to the department pursuant to Section Chapter 62, 7, 10, 11. Florida Administration not required to report information regarding such as waste tires pursuant to the rule chapter. 4-person activities involving handling, purchase, receiving, recovering, selling, or ending of the using oil filters who are regulated department pursuant to chapter 62, 710 Florida Administration Codes are not required to report information regarding such used oil filters pursuant to the rule chapter. this rules chapter. Specific Authority 403061, 4037046, Florida Law Implemented 4037046, Florida State History News, January 1st, 1995, amended December 17th, 1996. And moving on to 400. Alright. Still in the regulations for covered materials, part of the Florida Environmental Protections, recovered materials procedure for the certification reporting. Any person in the state who handles the purchase, receipt of the covered sales, or any interviews for 600 tons or more of recovered materials must annually apply for the certification department no later than April 1st. Certification application shall be accompanied by a $50 fee submitted with the Form 62-722-409A with the application for covered material certification effective December 17, 2013. I hereby adopted and incorporated the reference company for the force of the available local district office of the writing of the Department of Environmental Protection Solid Waste Section of the MS 4565 2600 Pillarstone Road, Tallahassee, Florida 32399 2400. Any person in the state who handles the purchase, receipt of the recovered cells, or any user of 600 tons or more of recovered materials, you must annually report the department to all the counties which receive the material certain information for the person under a year, unless such a person exempt pursuant to the Rule 62722-300 of the Florida Administration Code. Otherwise, is not subject to the requirements of this chapter. Such reports submitted with February 1st on the Form 62722-409B with the report form recovered materials effective date December 17, 2013. Hereby adopted and incorporated by reference. A copy of this form is available for the form or from a local district office writing with the Department of Environmental Protection Solid Waste Section of the MS 4565 2600 Blair State Road, Tallahassee, Florida 32399 2400. The report shall include the following information: name, address, phone number of the application, location of all the recovered materials, facility owned and operated by the application, the amount of the type of the recovered materials, the county of origin they are handled, purchased, received, and recovered and sold by the applicant, the amount of the disposable site, the name of the person of which the such the disposable arranged, the event that the application cannot be reasonably determined, the amount of disposal site of any solid waste generated by the application facility, the total amount of recovered materials received the facility for both certified and non-certified person, non-exemption generated recovered materials transferred more than 100 tons per year of the recovered materials out and over the Florida into the state. Person who productively utilizing recovered materials as raw material and placed in addition with the virgin raw materials must report an amount of the type of the recovered materials handled and purchased, received, recovered, and sold out of the state. In-state person who productively utilizing recovered materials as raw material and placed in addition with the virgin raw with the materials preceding the calendar year for the purpose of the paragraph 1C of above. Information reported to the Department of Application Certification Local and Government Registration pursuant to Section 403704612 and 3 in Florida State Statute disclosed by the real the trade secret defined with Section 8112-0811 C Florida State Statute is confidential exempt with the provision Section of 119071. Florida State Statute information include the information identified in paragraph 1B and E. 2 of the representative of the application through the signature on the reporting unless for the application for the certification registration marks the information non-confidential by so far making the information non-confidential representation of the department that is not treated such information trade secret information for reporting of the information purposes of the department and local government may provide this information in such a form that names the person reporting such information. Specific information reported is not revealed. The department determines the information received pursuant to the subsection 1 and 2 of the accurate completed that needs for the requirement of this rule that is accompanied with the appropriate fee. The department shall issue a certification to the applicant, which is included the following information: the certified person, name, the address, and phone number, the location of recovered material, facility owned and operated by the certified person. The certifications shall be valid from July 1st of the year, but certification issued through the June 30th of the following year, unless suspended or revoked by the department, and the certification issued under the rule is considered a license for the purpose specified in Section 120-60-40 of Florida State Statute. Any person subject to having certification suspended or revoked pursuant to Section 4030-87 of the Florida State law, upon the finding of the department that the person submitted the false and accurate information to the department in the certification report forms, refused the local lawful inspection conducted by the department pursuant to Section 403-091 Florida State Statute, failed to submit any of the report required pursuant to the chapter. The department shall not delegate the authority to conduct any inspection made pursuant to the chapter to any local pollution control program, county, municipality, or any combination thereof. 9. The forms used by the department in this chapter adopted and incorporated with the reference elsewhere. The following list of the forms is provided solely for the convenience that ends to be obtained on the internet at Department of State Florida U.S. Waste Quick Topics Forms page 62-722 by contacting Waste Reduction Section MS number 4555 Division Waste Management Department Environmental Protection 2600 Blairstone Road, Tallahassee, Florida 32399 2400. Form 62-720 409A. The application recovered material certification is required in subsection 62-720 6722, 401, Florida Administration Code, effective date of the 12th, November 17th, 2013, Florida Form 62722, 409B, the reporting of the form of the recovered materials was required by the subsection 62722, 402 of the Florida Administration Code, effective the due date December 17, 2013. Rulemaking Authority 403061, 403704, 403746, Florida State Law implemented 403705, 403746, Florida History New, January 1st, 1995, amended December 17, 1996, December 17, 2013. A case take care of 400. The last one should be 600. Alright, continuing with the last part of the regulation of recovered materials, 62722, 600, procedure for the registration and reporting rules, authority 420, 403, 061, 403, 7046, Florida law, implemented 403, 7046, for state history news, January 1st, 1995, amended December 16th, 1960, December 16th, 1996, repealed to, February 16th, 2012. For the procedure for registration and reporting. I guess that's that.